number one to not getting lost in the woods is not going in the woods. Thanks for watching. No, I'm kidding. So, it's that time of year. People are getting out turkey hunting, mushroom hunting. Spring is springing, so people are getting out hiking a lot more. So what are some precautionary steps we can take in order to not get lost while we're in the woods? I also want to say this before I get too deep into this. Everybody who goes into the woods should have a compass on them, and they should know how to use a compass. All right, yes, we can all download offline maps, things like that, keep our phones charged, and those are all great. I use those a lot. But if it happens to fail or go dead or something like that, then you have another way of getting out if you don't know the area. Even something as small as a Silva mini compass. Carrying something like this prevents you from having to do anything with the sun or the trees or whatever. And if someone tells you, well, moss grows on the north side of the tree, they're probably going to die if they get lost in the woods. There are a couple things we can do if you do happen to get lost in the woods. So this video is going to be focused pretty much for everybody. As long as you know how to use a compass and shoot an azimuth with a compass and walk a straight line. So the first tip is box yourself in. If you go into an area where you don't quite know it, you've never really been there before, you may have been like kind of on the outskirts, but you plan on exploring pretty deep into it, where you're chasing turkey and you're going way back in there or something like that. Even if you just go on Google Maps and you don't have a normal map of the area, right? What you can do is you can study the area that you want to go to or be in and basically box yourself in. Let's say the area you're going to be in, there is an interstate that is 6 miles to the north. Let's just say there's a town 10 miles to the east, and then over to the west there's a dirt road that runs linear, and south of all of that is the parking lot. So basically you've boxed yourself into an area where if you do get turned around, all you have to do is say, okay, I'm going to plug east into my compass and I'm going to walk east, all right? And I'm going to hit that road or that town or that highway or whatever, that parking lot. This way you can never really be lost. You can only really be turned around. You may have to walk a while, yeah, but at least you know what you're going to be hitting. Okay, so I've got this map laid out for just an example. So as you can see, we have a major road that runs across this map right here. There's also another 2-lane road. I know this is a 2-lane because I drive on it all the time. And then if you walk far enough, you'll hit a creek with a town. So let's say we want to go in here and go in here on this gravel road. We're going to park right here. We're going to explore up in here in this area, just act like all these little roads and stuff aren't there. We're going to go up in here and explore, okay? Looking at this map, I know to the north there's a linear road. There's a road that runs linear, okay? So no matter what, if I go north, even if I'm off a couple of degrees, I could still hit that road. If I go south, it's going to be the same exact thing. If you're off over here in this direction, you can just go south and you're going to hit that road eventually, okay? Same thing with going west. You're going to hit the 2 roads, and then going east, you're going to hit a major waterway and a town. So I'm just kind of using this as an example of what you can do with Google Maps. You can study this area really hard before you even go in. Carry something like this little Silva mini compass, and as long as you understand the basics of compass work, plugging in an azimuth and walking in a straight line on a bearing, you'll be just fine. You can walk 6 miles to the road. Let's just say to the road is north, plug north into our compass, shoot, and just start walking. So in turn, you're never really lost. You're just turned around and you've kind of lost your bearing. That can prevent you from getting totally lost, and you kind of somewhat know the area, okay? So another tip, so for if you do happen to get turned around, is what you can do, stop exactly where you are. If you're carrying something bright and orange, like this survival scarf from Tough Possum Gear, just hang this up in a tree. That way you can see it from a long ways off, and start shooting azimuths in direction. Think of an old-time wagon wheel. You got the middle, then you have the spokes going out in all different directions all the way around it, okay? So essentially, you'd hang this up. This would be your marker and your waypoint, all right? And you would shoot an azimuth in one direction, and as you're going, you would do what's called blazing, okay? Whether you take a knife or something like that, I feel like most people carry a pocket knife. You cut a sliver of wood off of the back side of the tree that you're walking towards. So if I'm walking this direction, I'm not going to cut it on the side of the tree that I can actually see walking that direction. It's going to be the side that I can see walking back, okay? That way you don't lose your way. Do that every 10, 15, 20 meters, however far you need to, just enough to where when you're standing at one, you can see the other one, okay? And shoot azimuths off in each direction walk 200 meters. Once you go all the way around the wagon wheel and you haven't seen anything, you haven't hit the trail that you were on, you haven't hit the road that you came off of, then you would essentially start that same process over again, but you would go another 100 meters out. Okay, so you're slowly expanding your area. What this will do is prevent you from getting more lost. Okay, and if you do come across the trail, let's say it's 250 meters out in that direction, and you shoot your azimuth in that direction, and you walk out 200 meters, or you say, I'm going to walk out 300 meters and hit the road or the trail, and you start walking on the road or trail again. Setting up a waypoint that'll keep you from getting lost, essentially mapping out from there in different directions. Now there is another method of mapping out an area using the Paul method. That's a little bit more advanced. We're talking about really basic stuff that almost anybody can do as long as they know how to use a compass. You're in a situation where all hope is lost, you have no freaking idea where you are, you don't know where the roads are, your vehicle, you don't know how to use a compass or anything like that, then just go downhill until you hit water or a creek and start following the creek. That's eventually going to run into a little bit of a bigger body of water, then a bigger body of water, then a bigger body of water. That will eventually lead you to civilization. You may have to walk 30 miles, but it will eventually lead you to civilization at some point in time. Now, there are 1,000 other tips and tricks that you can do and that I can give you. I'm not talking about messing around with the sun and solar navigation or any of that garbage, okay? These are foolproof methods where if you do get lost in the woods or you do get turned around, you can find your way out with no problem. Guys, I'm Jake Trent with Buckeye Bushcraft. Appreciate you guys joining me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below, have you ever been turned around or lost in the woods, and what did you do to get out? If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. Also, check out the links below. I've got a link to my website if you're looking for training. You guys in the next video, thank you for watching. And don't get lost while you're out there.